Tonight, police investigate a fire which tore through a property at Moonto Bay this morning, and a DA submitted for an iron ore port in Port Augusta.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
Good evening. A house in Moonto Bay is in ruins after a fire tore through it in the early hours of this morning. The blaze was so fierce, firefighters struggled to contain it, with police now investigating the cause.
Burnt ruins are all that remains of this once beautiful home. Neighbours called emergency services just after 4 this morning.
When emergency services arrived, the house was well lit, and it took them about an hour to bring it under control and extinguish the fire.
The flames so strong, the inside of the home now gutted. Detectives arrived at the property this morning, combing the scene for evidence to determine what sparked the blaze.
At this stage, it is they've classified as undetermined suspicious. Local CIB will continue to investigate the matter.
The vacant property is located in a quiet area of Moonto Bay on Moorcombe Road. The damage bill estimated at $50,000.
Fortunately, no one was living there at the time, but it has been completely destroyed.
Authorities say they'll continue investigations and urge anyone with information to contact Crime Stoppers. Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
The South Australian Premier has today announced tough border restrictions with Victoria will be relaxed as of midnight on Thursday. A buffer zone will be reinstated, which will allow cross-border communities to travel 40 kilometres either side of the border. However, the Premier says this zone will only remain if Western Victoria doesn't record any new community transmission cases between now and Friday. As part of the announcement, South Australian residents will now be able to host 50 people at home gatherings. Port Augusta's old power station site could be facing a major transformation, with development plans recently lodged for an export facility. The new port could see the return of commercial shipping to Port Augusta for the first time in half a century.
It's been 4 years since the power station came crumbling to the ground, and in the next couple of years it could be the pinpoint for iron ore export.
The plan is that we would get it to the stage initially where we would be able to ship 5 million tonnes of product, and the original plan is that all of that product will be iron ore.
Port Augusta Operations, an arm of CU River Mining, has recently submitted a development application now in the hands of the state government for approval. The port is estimated to cost $50 million to upgrade existing facilities and infrastructure, but it's expected it will make back that investment.
The port itself will be turning over $50 million, and that's initially, and we're looking eventually at over $200 million.
Adding to the list of multi-million-dollar projects set for the city.
We've got the bridge happening now, we've got solar farms, we've got wind farms, and now this as well. I think it's a big tick in the box for Port Augusta.
July 2022 is the expected end date for the 13-month operation. It's hoped 150 jobs will be created during construction. 500
people would be permanently employed, both internally in our own company, through construction companies, through the onshore and offshore providers, and then through the mining companies themselves.
Jobs. Port Augusta needs jobs. Every town needs jobs. The good part about Port Augusta is we have diversified over the years, and I think this is just another diversification, and more jobs means a better economy in the whole town.
Laura Milovanovic, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A 31-year-old woman will be appearing in court after allegedly crashing into Port Perry Primary School's fence just after 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Emergency crews were called to the terrace where they worked to remove the vehicle from the fence. Nobody was injured, and the driver was reported for driving in a dangerous manner. Still to come tonight, a legacy fundraiser held differently this year and an arts competition to showcase the best of wireless talents. Hello again. A Broken Hill community organisation supporting families of fallen servicemen and women is holding its annual fundraiser. The Broken Hill Legacy Group is hoping locals can dig deep to support Legacy Badge Week.
COVID-19 not stopping this community from raising vital funds.
This Legacy Badge Week, we usually do it only one day, and then first weekend Friday in September, but this year we're doing it for the week leading up to it.
The Broken Hill Legacy Group has been delivering boxes of badges to businesses across the city. Locals encouraged to donate money, buy a badge and show their support for the work Legacy does, supporting families of those who served their country.
It all goes back to our widows some way, as in their welfare. We look after them in their own homes, any home maintenance they need doing, just loans, do they need anything to walkers?
You can find the boxes in the city's pubs and clubs, news agencies and other businesses.
We just ask all of our members to come on down and be able to put some, a couple of gold coins in the box, take a badge if they want, but it's really just raising money for them when they can't get out on the corner and see you face to face.
Donations can also be made online.
This year's been a little bit restricted with the COVID-19, so yeah, look, this is mostly our only major real fundraiser for the year. So hopefully we do well out of it and Broken Hill support it.
Patrick Reinke, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
The region's graziers are being encouraged to apply for the next round of the SA Government Smart Farms grants. Any farmer, fisher or forester with a sustainable agriculture idea is eligible for the grants, which are between $5,000 and $50,000. Previously funded ideas included new soil management techniques, mentoring activities for farmers and students, and using drones to monitor bee health. Up to $6.5 million is available, with applications closing in October. Entries for Whyala's Why Not Art Prize have opened, with organisers encouraging young people from across regional South Australia to register. Any art form can be entered in the competition, from visual to performing arts.
A collaboration between Whyala's art group Defaces and the City Council. This brand new competition formed to showcase the works of talented hidden gems from across the region.
So it's the Why Not Art Prize. So the idea is that we've made a prize that's specifically for young people aged 7 to 26.
The event looking for a range of creative entries, including video, digital and visual art, along with performing acts as well.
I'm really excited to have a whole bunch of diverse art forms, and it's all open to regional young people.
Funded through Council and Defaces, it aims to strengthen the organisation's visual arts program and connection with young people in the city.
It actually came out of a recommendation from the Commissioner for Children's report on regional engagement. It was one of her recommendations, so I thought that's a good idea, let's do that.
The Whyala Art Group is really excited to be able to encourage some more youth arts.
They'll be facilitating a still life and charcoal workshop here this Sunday and a beginner's acrylic pouring class on the 20th of September at Defaces.
They're purposely being run to assist the youth art participants to come down and try something new.
So it's really easy to apply. You just go to defaces.org/whynotprize, or you can just go to defaces.org and click on the little link up the top.
Entries close on October 9th, with the opening night scheduled for the following week. The artwork will continue to stay open to the public for an additional 3 weeks. Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Charcoal drawings of Whyala locals working at the steelworks in the 90s are now on display at the Middleback Arts Centre. Hanging along the foyer walls is the Max Storeroom Show. It's a combination of pictures and entries from art competition over the years, as well as a range of art donations.
These ones you can see behind me were from a project that was held at the Steelworks in 1990 by an artist called George Gittos. There are actually a whole lot of photographs that he took at the time as well, and there are these charcoals.
The exhibition will be on show over the coming weeks. Broken Hill locals will soon see some new greenery in the city's CBD. The local council is set to install a pop-up arboretum next to the regional art gallery on the main street. A number of trees will be placed in planter boxes to create the experience, providing shade and seating. The pop-up structure will be in place for 2 weeks and is expected to be installed next month. It's part of the council's plan to green up Argent Street. Stay with us. After the break, a Broken Hill art competition to go ahead and local sporting clubs offered more support. Welcome back. The show is set to go on for Broken Hill's biggest annual art competition. With another year of record entries, the Pro Heart Outback Art Prize has moved online to ensure hard-working creatives receive the recognition that they deserve.
Despite the coronavirus pandemic, Broken Hill's renowned art competition has avoided cancellation. Moving to an online entry process, the Pro Heart Outback Art Prize didn't fail to draw submissions in 2020. 474 entries, a new record.
We've managed to get that down to 23 finalists. The judging panel had the really tough job of doing that. So the 23 finalists have delivered their work. Their works are here at the gallery.
The finalists' work will be displayed on September 4 in the Broken Hill Regional Art Gallery. But this year, the gala night will not go ahead.
The key milestone in our calendar every year, that's going to look a little different this year because obviously we can't bring everybody inside the building.
Instead, on opening night at 6:30, the gallery will live stream the event, announcing the winners through Facebook Live.
We'll have some musical entertainment in there from some local musicians. We'll have a few different locals speaking. We'll hear from the Hart family. We'll have a really lovely welcome to country from Arnie Maureen.
The winner takes home $20,000, with the gallery adding the artwork to its collection. Locals wanting to see the entries in person will still be able to do so.
Tuesday to Saturday, you can come in and see us, book a ticket via the online ticketing system or call us. And so that will be open from next Friday.
The entries will also be up on the gallery website for viewers to vote for the People's Choice Award.
All of the different artists from all around Australia are able to get their friends and family on board to be able to place a vote where geographically before we might not have been able to do that.
Patrick Reinke, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
GFG Alliance and its employees are in the midst of negotiating a new enterprise bargaining agreement. The company says it aims to modernise its operations by simplifying procedures. Liberty Primary Steel Executive Director says Wyler's GFG operations are operating at a loss and they're facing challenges to achieve a profitable position. The current agreements covering the Wyler mining and primary steel businesses expire at the end of the year. Port Augusta residents still have time to register for their free bin caddy. The bins are designed to help residents lower the amount of waste put in their red bins. It's estimated 3 kilos of food waste per red bin each week is being taken to landfill rather than being used for compost. Meanwhile, Broken Hill's waste facility has returned to normal operating hours this week. The local tip had been closing earlier and not opening at all on certain days due to the impact of the coronavirus. That facility is now open 7 days a week from 8 o'clock till 4 o'clock. Wyler City Council is now offering to match the Department of Treasury's Water Relief Grant, helping local sporting clubs continue to maintain their ovals. It's part of Council's ongoing response to help locals impacted by COVID-19.
Much needed financial relief in a time when many local sporting clubs are struggling to pay their everyday bills. It's a situation the Whyalla Hockey Association knows too well.
We've had about a 30% decrease in player numbers. We've had probably a 30% decrease in sponsorship. We've had probably another 40% loss of income through the canteen.
All that's left is a huge financial burden, with clubs pulling at strings to ensure their oval grounds still meet the required standards.
Yeah, we're struggling.
The Department of Treasury now offering a water relief grant for sporting clubs distributed by SA Water. It will assist clubs with up to 50% of their water bills during the COVID-19 period.
There's no doubt that the COVID-19 has been very challenging to all sporting groups across the Whyalla City, but we see this funding opportunity as a positive step.
To assist these clubs further, Whyalla Council is offering to cover the other 50% of the invoices from April to June.
We ask the clubs to apply for the grant funding, and then the council will match what SA Water is offering to support them with the taking care of their grounds with the reclaimed water.
It's good news. It's financial relief for a challenging time that we are, and we really appreciate Council's offer to match the SA Water grant.
Moonto Bay and Central Whyalla football clubs, as well as Lions, Wanderers and Croatia soccer clubs, are all eligible to apply for the funding. More information and a list of requirements needed to receive the water relief grant can be found online. Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us. Coming up after the break, Laura will have the wrap-up of local sport and we'll have the weather with Brit. Thanks for joining us. Competitions are ramping up right around the region. Teams will have to give it their all over the next few weeks to secure their spots in the finals. Laura Milovanovic has your weekly sports results.
The netball courts have been busy over the last week with some fierce competition being played. Every team in both Whyalla and Broken Hill battling to make it into finals. Kiwi defeated True Blue, finishing off strong with an 11-goal win. Now sitting comfortably on top of the ladder, Kiwi are likely to be a shoo-in for finals. YCW had a triumphant game against Warriors, who fell short by 16 goals. Rapina still sit at the bottom of the ladder winless after their 5-goal loss to the Ravens. In Broken Hill last Tuesday night, the A-grade games were called after half-time due to a serious injury in one of the games. The St Joe's Jesters got up against St Joe's. United forfeited their game against West Flames Black and West Flames Red downed Morgies. The final fixture saw Williama Reds emerge victorious. Moving over to soccer now, and in the SA Amateur League, Savoy managed to walk away with a point in their match with Elizabeth Vale. The side was down 1-0 at half-time, but a 90th minute penalty from Jack Scoot got the game back on level terms. In the NPL State League, Northern Demons couldn't hold on to their half-time lead, conceding 2 goals to Cove FC to lose 2-1 at Burn Park. And in Port Lincoln hockey, it was a draw on the field for Flinders and Panthers. Flinders are now unable to compete for the trophy. Marauders had an easy game against Wanderers, winning by 5 goals. Both Panthers and Marauders are confirmed for finals. In the Women's League, Panthers were too strong for Flinders, winning 6-2, and the Wanderers got up by 1 goal against Marauders. Panthers are in for finals. Both Marauders and Wanderers will have to fight for their spot in the coming weeks. That's all the results we have for this round of sport from around the region. If your sporting club would like your results featured, you can reach out via our Facebook page.
Now for a look at what's happening in your weather, here's Brit.
Thanks Louise, and good evening. After a wintry blast, it's slowly but surely warming up across the region, with maximums sitting around the regional average. Woodner tiptoed into the 20s today with a high of 21 degrees. It reached 20 at Port Augusta, 18 at Port Pirie. 17 was the high at Whyalla, Kadina, Cleve and Coffin Bay today. Port Lincoln and Broken Hill were a little cooler, both reaching 14 degrees. Taking a look at today's skies from the satellite, we can see patchy cloud drifting over the Spencer Gulf thanks to a low pressure trough. High pressure kept the rest of South Australia mostly clear. Now that was today, but let's see what tomorrow has in store. East to northeasterly winds about the Gulf waters reaching up to 10 knots. Seas under a metre and south to southwesterly swells around 1 metre in southern waters. Partly cloudy conditions at Port Lincoln tomorrow, a top of 18 degrees. Cleve, fine and 21. Woodner, mostly sunny with a high of 24 degrees. Mostly sunny at Whyalla tomorrow, 21 degrees the top there. Port Augusta, 23 and mostly sunny. Kadina, partly cloudy and 19. Port Pirie, mostly sunny with a top of 20 degrees. 17 at Clare tomorrow, looking mostly sunny. Broken Hill, sunny and 17. Moving on to Thursday now, bright and sunny across the region, apart from a little bit of cloud over the lower Eyre Peninsula. Port Augusta with a top of 25 degrees, Woodner and Whyalla both 23, Port Pirie 22. A top of 21 for Broken Hill, Kadina 19 degrees, Port Lincoln and Adelaide both 18. Sunny again on Friday with a top of 26 degrees for Woodner. Port Augusta looking to reach 25, Whyalla, Port Pirie and Broken Hill all 23, Kadina 20, Port Lincoln and Adelaide both 19. And Saturday is looking mostly sunny with strong winds expected about the west coast, eastern Eyre Peninsula and York Peninsula forecast districts. 27 degrees is the forecast high for both Port Augusta and Woodner. Whyalla looking to reach a top of 26 degrees, a top of 24 degrees for Port Pirie and Broken Hill. Port Lincoln, Kadina and Adelaide all with tops of 22 degrees on Saturday. And that's all for tonight's forecast. Louise, it's back to you.
All right, thank you for that, Britt. And that wraps up your local news for this Tuesday evening. Thank you, as always, for joining us. We'll have updates later. Until then, have a lovely and safe evening. Good night.